St. John's doing a nice job bouncing back after a heartbreaker loss to Baylor last night. They beat Virginia handily 80-55. RJ Lewis was pretty damn efficient. 7 of 14, 18 points for St. John's. Coach Pitino, a nice bounce back win, Jarrell. What'd you think about the Storm tonight?
I was excited for St. John's. I really was. And obviously we talked a little bit about it with the lead in with Baylor, man. But coming off a tough loss the night before, a heartbreaker in the game, really they should have won. They were up something crazy with a couple seconds left on the clock. I forget what it was, but I watched the end of that game as well. So heartbreaking game, and a lot of times with these type of tournaments, once you end up on the loser side of the bracket, it's really easy sometimes for teams that don't have character and leaders to kind of roll over and be like, oh man, the hell with this. Who cares? We don't want to play this game. Everybody's ready to go home. But they came out tonight and they pretty much dominated. It took a first couple minutes and they took some punches back and forth for Virginia, but eventually they got it going and they just put on the clinic tonight against Virginia, who looks terrible by the way. But that's a different story. But I was excited. I was excited for St. John's. I was excited for St. John's because the Big East needed this. The Big East needs these couple teams to kind of pick it up here in the non-conference and get some good wins. And I think they'll be in the top 4 for sure in the Big East. But I think they got a chance, man. Luis looks really impressive. They got a dynamic backcourt with Richmond and Smith, man. So I think going into conference play, they're going to be just as tough as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it wasn't so much that they beat Virginia, because Virginia, like Jarrell said, they stink right now. I mean, they don't have enough firepower. But just the fact that they responded, and you knew they were gonna, right? Rick Pitino wasn't going to allow them not to respond. And again, Kadari Richmond, you put him out there, you knew he and Davion Smith were going to come back, and they're tough guards. That's what those guys are all about, is toughness and grit and everything like that. The biggest thing that I wanted to see, really from the Johnnies so far is the perimeter shooting. And it was there tonight. They made enough of them. And, to me, if they can do that, this is a Rick Pitino team that can make some noise in the NCAA tournament. Last year, I anointed them as a contender just because of Rick Pitino. They didn't have the talent. They had Ivy League dudes. They did. They had Ivy League dudes. They weren't talented enough. Now they got real dudes. And you put real dudes and tough dudes, guys that fit Rick Pitino, his personality and his style, and that's what these guys do. They're gonna have a chance. And they listen. They should have beaten Baylor. They had them. They had Baylor.
Yeah. I was about to say, he got some guys that could slide their feet now. It wasn't that the quote he had last year? He got guys that are slow laterally. He had a year to go get the guys who could slide the puppies a little bit now. So I'm sure it's exciting for Coach Pitino, man. And, like I said, the Big East needs it, though. So I was glad to see the bounce back win.
Oh, he's got dudes now. He's got legitimate college basketball players, and they certainly go, hey. Yeah. You know what? It's working, and Pitino has him excited there in the big city, in the Big Apple. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We got a lot to talk about. We had a huge matchup tonight outside of that's still going on right now that we'll talk about a little bit later with Duke and Arizona. A lot of those tournaments going on, a bunch to get into. So we'll do that next right here. Stick around. It's the Field of 68 After Dark.